This is Coogan Cassius for IFL TV in association with MJ Marbella. We're at the Grosvenor Casino here in Leeds for the press conference of Battle Lines, making his debut at 140. Ricky Burns, how you feeling?
I know I'm feeling a lot better a couple of days before the weight than I usually do.
Yeah.
But I know, Joe, although I've moved up a weight now, it's always the same with the last couple of days. You need to start cutting out, but I'm making it a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, how has that camp gone? As in that extra £5 you don't have to make? Has it made things easier for you?
Do you know? I think I'm usually just always sitting about the same weight. Obviously, as it comes to if the fight gets close, but instead of having to drop maybe £7 or £8 of fluid, I'm only having to drop a couple of pounds. So obviously, I'm not as dehydrated as what I usually would be. Obviously, try to make the 9 stone 9 limit. So it's made a big difference. Hopefully, we find out Saturday night.
Now you've had another change of opponent, Alexandra LEPELLEY, I believe, only been beaten once. We spoke about your opponent before. You said you don't really take too much notice of who it is. You're just going to go in there and get the job done. Is that still how it is?
I know he's French, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think Tony said that he couldn't get much footage of him. I think there was one clip of him boxing. I'm just looking forward to getting back in the ring. I always say whatever happens on the night is going to happen, but training and that's went well. Sparring's been good, so just a case now taking it into the ring on fight night. But I can't wait to get back in.
Scotland kind of comes to Leeds this weekend. You're not the only Scottish boxer that's on the bill. How do you feel about coming away from where you've normally been fighting?
I know, Joe, it's going to be, obviously it's a change. The last couple of years all my fights have been in Scotland, but after that last fight, Eddie said he was going to take me away and try and keep the pressure off of you, even if it is just for a couple of fights. So I know, Joe, a boxing ring's a boxing ring. Just need to go out there and do my job. That's the main thing. Get the win. That's the most important thing here.
Absolutely. We spoke about this before when we interviewed you before at Sims's gym, and your last defeat out of all the defeats you've had recently was the most disappointing one, because it's a fight you really should have won. I mean, the other ones, you know, Crawford's best lightweights we talked about before, if not the best lightweight in the division, and but your last defeat to Zlaticanin was the hardest one.
I think my last fight, I think he hurt me more than TERRENCE CRAWFORD did.
Really?
Do you know, it was just that after that fight, that was why I just couldn't do any interviews or anything. I was just totally gutted.
Yeah.
It was a lot worse than losing my world title. Like I said before, in the ring that night, just nothing seemed to go right. I knew it was happening, but I just couldn't do anything about it. And obviously the way that I struggled to make the weight for that fight, I think that played a big part in it, and obviously that's the reason for the move up now. So hopefully we can get that problem sorted and get this fight out of the way on Saturday, and we'll take it for there.
What do you think you need to do to get yourself back onto top and earn yourself another world title shot? Because you're a two-weight world champion, and it must be difficult, you know, to sort of not be, you know, you fought however many years back-to-back world title fights, and then suddenly you're not after your last fight and this fight. So how are you planning on getting back on top?
Do you know, the world title fights and that, I always said in the build up to the fights, as long as I was fighting, being the world champion, obviously it's big, but I tried to just block all that out. I was just getting in, I was just wanting to go out and enjoy fighting. Obviously getting the win is the most important thing, but it's just one of the things. But from now on, we're just going to take it one fight at a time. Obviously, going with that last fight, you never know, in boxing the end can happen. So we'll just do one fight at a time, and we'll take it from there. But the way things have been going in the gym, and Tony's always said to me, he was like, he said that he'd be the first to tell me if he thought I was a short fighter, if he thought that I had nothing left. Because he's away with me every day in the gym, he's there when I'm sparring, and everything's all good. So hopefully I can go out there and put on a good performance on Saturday.
For future fights, I know this might be a bit of a difficult question, but if a good opportunity come at 135, would you consider it still?
We were talking about that just last week. Although I've moved up and I'm making the weight a lot more comfortable, think I'm making it too easy. But again, we need to get. I don't really want to talk about obviously other fights and that. But we've got a few things. Obviously, if all goes well on Saturday, I get the win. Me, Tony, we're going to have to sit down, obviously with the dietitian and that, and try and sort out what the future plans are going to be. But for now, it's 140.
140. Just your opinion on Miguel Vasquez losing his world title, been champion for so long, obviously at your old weight now, lost it to Mickey Bay in Las Vegas recently. What did you make of that?
I never saw the fight. I never seen the fight, so obviously I was surprised because Miguel Vasquez, although he hadn't really fought, or he hasn't been as active as he should have been. But he's got a very awkward style, and he's very hard to pin down. He's always on the move. But that's what I say. That's boxing. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Rick, listen. Best of luck this weekend, and probably the press conference now. We'll see you at the weigh-in tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. Stephen Cassis, Ricky Burns, IFL TV. Thank you very much.